What's up? In this video, I want to go over how to start at zero and scale to 50K a month as an agency owner. Why should you even listen to anything I have to say in the first place? Well, you don't. I actually don't care. You don't have to listen, but I have done this twice so far. I have had two different agencies and both of them I scaled past 50K a month in cash collected. The first one within less than 7 weeks and the second one within less than 2.5 months. And I've not only done this for myself, I have also done this successfully with a lot of people that I have worked with one-on-one as well. And so I've done this multiple times, time and time again with myself and other people as well. I live and breathe this business model. And in this video, I want to give you all the lessons and all the takeaways that I have learned so far in scaling to 50K a month. And I want to give you actionable steps that you can implement right now, today, to get there as fast as possible and as easy as possible. Now, what I don't want happening is I don't want you to watch this video and learn and take notes and take in the information and then not apply it. If you're the type of person that sits there on your lazy ass, takes in all the information and learns all day on YouTube, but never really actually implements, then this video is not for you. Please click off the video right now. You're not going to benefit from this and you're not going to make money from this either way. But if you are very committed to actually getting to 50K a month and you're willing to allocate your time, your money, your energy and all your resources and your focus towards hitting this goal, then this video is exactly for you, because this is what I would have loved to have when I was first starting out as an agency owner about 2 years and 11 months ago. Without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So if we were to do a normal video on YouTube that everybody else is doing, talking about agencies, we would probably start with the topic of niche as well as service. But I actually don't want to talk about that, because unless these other videos, in this video, I'm actually going to give you value and tell you exactly what makes money and what doesn't. And what makes the money is having an edge. What makes the money is having what? It's having unique positioning in the marketplace. Because at the end of the day, there are agencies that make close to no money. There are agencies that are low profit, broke agency owners that make no money. And then there's agencies that make a lot of money with high margins and high profitability. And the fundamental difference in between those two is the edge they have in the marketplace, the positioning they have, whether they are unique or not, what advantage they have in front of the competition. And so the better your edge, the more money you make. Simple as that. Now, I want to give you a story about a client's client in the sense that will show you exactly why this is so powerful. Okay, so I have this one client that I'm working with one-on-one. His name is Benjamin. When Benjamin joined me, he didn't really have any clients. Within about 1.5 weeks, we were able to sign on a client for 7.5K upfront plus a 15% revenue share. So easy peasy. This particular client has about 2.3 million followers. Okay, now what's very important to understand is that with this client, Benjamin has a gold mine. And the reason for it is simple. This client's offer is incredibly unique. They have a true edge in the marketplace. And I'll explain what the offer is right now so you understand what I mean when I say positioning, when I say edge. Other people might give you the tactics. I give you actual real life examples and show you exactly what I'm even talking about in the first place with examples. So this offer is based in the United States, USA. And by the way, I can promise you this is going to be very boring, but if you cannot sit through a 10-minute video that's very boring, that's very valuable and it's going to make you a lot of money, you're not going to build a successful business either way. So you might just not try at all, okay? But if you genuinely want this, sit through the video. I know it's boring, but this is what makes the money, okay? So this client's offer is based in the USA. And the offer is structured as following. So essentially, when someone inherits anything in the States, it has to go through a court, okay? And the court usually takes about 3% to 8% as a transaction fee. Meaning, if someone inherits real estate and assets worth $10 million and they process it through a court to inherit this, they will pay in between 300 grand to 800 grand to the court as a processing fee. That's usually how it works. Now, what Benjamin's client does is different. Benjamin's client actually processes this inheritance through a trust fund. And because of that, he's able to do this a bit differently, okay? Usually with normal courts, they take in between 9 months up to 5 years to process these transactions. What Benjamin's client is doing is he's processing these transactions through a trust fund, and he's doing it within 2 days. And in addition to that, he's not only processing it way, way, way quicker, but at the same time, he's actually only charging 8K to 10K for it. Now, if you compare this, when someone inherits a large sum in the US, they have the choice in between paying, say they inherit 10 million, they have the choice in between paying 300 to 800K and taking 9 months to 5 years to do it, or they can do it in 2 days and pay 10K. Do you see how easy it is to sell this offer? Like, this is so easy to sell. And again, I told you this is boring, but this is what makes the money. This offer has actual uniqueness. This offer is actually something that has an edge in the marketplace. Now, if you do the same thing as everybody else, you're gonna get the same results, which is bad results, because most people don't make money and most agency owners don't make money. Okay, and so if you use the same offers, if you use the same scripts, if you use the same marketing, the same sales, the same delivery, if you have the same service, the same niche, if you have the same sales team, if you use the same things as everybody else, how can you expect to get extraordinary outcomes? You can only get extraordinary outcomes through extraordinary inputs, through something that makes you different. And so genuinely ask yourself this right now. What makes you different? Why would someone buy from you rather than your competition? What's your unique advantage? What's your edge? And if you cannot answer this question, then you've got a serious problem, because differentiation is the number one thing that makes or breaks your business. There has to be a reason for you to be in business, right? Because if you're doing what everybody else is doing, if you go out of business, no one cares. And that's just the harsh reality of it. So if you want to make 50K a month, 100K a month, a million a month, 10 million a month, no matter what it is, if you want to make more money than average, and average is very bad. If you want to make more money than that, you have to have an edge. You have to have uniqueness, okay? And I was actually speaking about this with another client of mine, Serial, recently. So with Serial, we were reviewing his outreach. Okay, and he was asking me why he wasn't getting bookings and closings from the outreach he was doing on LinkedIn. And so what we did is we looked at Serial's script. And what I asked Serial was, do you believe that this script will get someone to pay you 20K upfront on a call later on? And he said, maybe. And then I asked him, okay, this particular script that you're sending to people, do you believe that a 5-year-old can create this and send this as well? And he said, yeah, probably. And so I told him, okay, so if a 5-year-old that knows nothing about your niche, nothing about your industry, nothing about your ICP, a 5-year-old that knows nothing about business, if someone like that can create the same script that you created just now, do you genuinely believe that you're going to get extraordinary results from sending a generic message that a 5-year-old can create? And he was like, no. And I was like, yeah, right. And so what I made Serial realize here is this. Serial isn't stupid. Serial is actually pretty smart, but he wasn't aware of the fact that what he was doing was normal. And when you're doing normal stuff, you're gonna get normal results. There has to be something extraordinary in what you're doing. And this can really be anything. This could also be you doing something very normal for an extraordinary amount of time. But there has to be something unique about the thing you're doing, okay? And so I told him, if you want to make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible, if you want to make millions of dollars within a couple of years and actually scale to that level profitably, if you want to do that, then you need to do things that other people won't and don't and can't, because that's what brings the advantage in the marketplace. And so I made him realize that the way to go from here is to use different strategies. For example, use the perfect cold video pitch. This already differentiates you from about 99% of other agencies reaching out to the same clients. Why is that? Because you actually have to put effort into this. And most people don't put effort in. They don't research prospects. They don't actually personalize what they're saying in the outreach message at all. And if they personalize it, it's usually some shit personalization that you can send to anyone. And trust me, I get tens of these messages every single day, and my account isn't even that big on Instagram. Okay? And so you need to understand that you need to be different. To be different, you can really do anything, but you need to find your edge in the marketplace. And this is exactly what I've personally leveraged for myself to be able to scale to these levels that fast. And that's also exactly what I'm implementing with my clients as well, to actually scale them past 50K, 100K, and my best clients so far, more than $1 million a month. Okay, because if you don't have an edge in the marketplace, why would you ever get to these numbers? These aren't ordinary outcomes, they're extraordinary. And to do something extraordinary, you gotta be positioned differently. Okay, and this is exactly what I'm creating with the people that I'm working one-on-one with, which is exactly why this works so well. Okay, and so for today, I wanted to do a shorter video and really dive into this topic of differentiation, uniqueness, and having a unique advantage through the edge you have in your marketplace, right? How to start at zero and scale to 50K a month as an agency owner. There's a lot more things that we can dive into here. We can dive into how to select your niche, how to select your service. We can dive into how to do marketing, how to do sales, how to do delivery, how to do retention, how to deal with ads, how to do this, how to do that, sales team, or generally H&R management. There's so many topics we can dive into here. But fundamentally speaking, if you don't get this right, if you don't have an edge in the marketplace, you are not going to end up where you want to be. Okay? And my whole goal with these videos is for you to get as much value as possible and life-changing tweaks that you can make in your business within as little time as possible. I don't want to extend these videos for as long as possible just because it looks better. I want to give you exactly what you need to hear. And this is what most of you need to hear. Okay, so implement this. If you want to hear about literally any topic that I just mentioned in future videos, comment that down below, right? Whatever you want to hear, marketing, sales, H&R management, delivery, retention, market research, niche, service, selection, literally anything you want to hear, put it down in the comment section right now, and I'll be happy to shoot a video about this because I'm posting 2 videos a week right now, and it's also good for me because then I have video ideas that I can use like this. So if you have anything that you want me to dive into in future videos, put it down in the comment section right now. If you want to see more of these videos in the future, just hit subscribe. It's going to show YouTube that you want to see more videos of my channel and more of these videos. Particularly if you liked this video and actually got value from it, leave a like. And if you want to learn exactly what I do for a living or kind of my story, how I even got here in the first place, then just watch the first link in the description, or it should also pop up somewhere in the video right here, right now. That's it for the video. I'll see you in the next one on Thursday, and thank you for watching.